and Gus has been doing this for a while. So
You can always learn, right?
yeah. So I don't know. Let's get into it because Dan's here, Ryan's here, Gus is here, JB may be here. JB's trying to get some shit together. Um,
He better be here.
hey, hey Gus. Well, I don't even. I got some paperwork I wanted to kind of share a little bit. Hey, so Ryan, so I was telling you, so Gus, I don't know if you know, it's like I we were starting like a second company out in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I was working with this guy that's from Ukraine or something, and he's a great guy, but it just ended up not working out. He moved away and all this other crap, but even before he moved away, he wasn't following the system, and I'm like, dude, I'm the one putting in all the effing money, so it's either my system or the highway, because it's a simple, stupid system, and that's what I kind of wanted to go through with. And then I wanted to touch on too. So someone remind me, I put it in Facebook today, is I went out and did 2 sales calls today with this guy that I'm training, and without even realizing it, like probably 80% of the freaking sales training or the sales that we do is like number 6 in how to win friends and influence people. So if I don't touch on that, remind me so that I do. Hey Keith, what's up, brother?
How's it going?
Good, man. So one, if you watch all the effing videos, it's before they call you, I want them to already know you. I want them to, it's like, it never changes. We do business with people that we know, like, and trust. We know, like, and trust people who are just like us. I'm going to talk fast, so stop me at any time, because I want this thing really, like just us. We can like shit, 6, 7 guys at the bar having a beer, ask me anything. So if Ryan is my brother and I'm getting my house painted, 99% chance I'm going to hire Ryan to paint the friggin' house. Or at Thanksgiving dinner, we're going to be having, out in the backyard MMA. So it starts with that core. It starts with that center. You're like your brother, your cousin, your best friend that you went to high school with, and then that circle slowly spans and spins out. So it's like, because the number one thing that people really want to know is that they can trust you, and the way that you build that trust is you build a relationship, and they almost feel like, well, no, man, that dude ain't gonna lie to me. Whatever he's saying, I believe him more than the 3 other guys that came over here and gave me an estimate. And that's the key. So for me, and like Gus, Gus is still doing videos because I'm on his. I subscribe to his YouTube channel, so I always see when he's posting something. I get a notification, but he doesn't do as many videos as I would want him to, but he does a lot of them. And when you go to Gus's website, just like Ryan's website, it's the welcome video, it's the video testimonials, it's how-to videos, and homeowners will sit there and watch that, whether it's on your Google business page, whether it's your website page, your YouTube channel, but they'll watch all of them. And I know Gus and Ryan both show up, and people are like, "Oh man, yeah, you're the same dude from the video." It's like they almost don't expect you to show up because they're watching it, thinking that you're one of these celebrities on a freaking home makeover movie. But they already feel like they know you. And that's why I'm saying the more how-to videos that you can do, that like DIY, like maybe you don't need to hire me as the hardwood floor. Maybe you don't need to hire me as the painter. If you just, it's all about the prep. The more videos that you can get online, the more they're going to feel like they already know you when you answer the phone or show up. And that's all on my YouTube channel. Just watch that shit over and over and over again, and get busy doing it. We like to. I used to make the guys almost everyone in the company had access to our Facebook page. Our Facebook page is gone, and so I hate Facebook now. And that was a 15-year-old Facebook page, but they had to do videos every day. Show up first thing in the morning. You hit Facebook Live. You explain what you're going to do that day. You're getting started. What you hope to accomplish. All of that stuff. At lunchtime, you do another Facebook Live. Say, hey man, it's only been like 3 or 4 hours. Here's how much we got done. The homeowner sees how much you get done in just a couple of hours. We may have had trouble with this board or this wall or this drywall didn't dry. A whole bunch of crap. But you're always making those videos. At the end of the day, you're making another video following up. Here's what we got done. Show them how you leave the place clean. All of that stuff. Because then someone from my office would download that video, upload it to our YouTube channel, and then do all the tagging. The tagging just means hashtag whatever, hardwood floors, painting, painter near me, painting Palm Beach, Florida, all of that crap. So that's what gives you that internet footprint. So any questions about that crap before I move on to the phone call? Yeah.
So I got a quick one, Brian.
What's that, bro?
So, I have a welcome video myself, and I'm trying to step back from, doing so many calls, and I have Dan taking care of some of that now. You suggest I do some videos with Dan?
Yeah, Dan doesn't have to be the welcome video. And I'm glad you said that, because I probably would have never brought any of this up during this whole phone call. But yeah, anyone that works for you, and you guys know I'm helping my daughter build her business, and she has a partner. Last year they did about 15% of all the shit I told them they should do, and I told them, I was like, look, man, all you're doing is hurting yourself. But and that's my big push, is they need on the webpage needs to be meet the team. There needs to be a page on your website saying meet the team, to where almost every employee that you have, I would like a video, whether it's you there with them, like it could be Natalie, one of the girls that works in their office, and say, hey man, Brian here, I just want to introduce you guys to Natalie. Man, we met Natalie when she was like 12 years old, and I've just watched her grow up. She's 23 right now. She's a great human being, a beautiful woman. She answers the phone. She'll be talking to you with you guys. You'll answer questions. When you're sending pictures, you'll be sending them to either Natalie. Maybe you're sending them to Brianna. Maybe you're sending them to Danielle. Maybe you're sending them. But this is Natalie, and you kind of know. Hey, Natalie, say hi to them. Blah blah. And Natalie would do that. If it's not going to be that video, it at least has to be a picture of them, and then like a paragraph. Especially with like your anyone that kind of works for you that you may send out on their own, or the lead guy. So you may have a dude that's he's your lead guy, and he has a helper, maybe two helpers. But when he shows up, he's the one running the job site. He's going to meet and greet the homeowner. He's going to tell the other two guys. I like the other two guys to have their picture and their bio there also, even a video, because the homeowner just feels a lot comfortable. Like right now, if I sent Ryan, Gus, and Keith to a job site, and the homeowner had, and I would send a link to every one of those videos, so they know that at lunchtime or something, they'd be telling Gus, oh, hey, Gus, man, I heard you getting ready to start a roofing company also. I know you love fishing, and I've seen, man, didn't you go down to Cabo with your wife not too long ago? But they would feel like they know Gus just because of, one, the picture's of 1,000 words, right? The picture's worth 1,000 words. The video is worth like 100,000 words. But they would know all three of you guys just from those videos, especially if it's my sales guy going out. Natalie or Danielle, someone's going to send the video to Ryan. Hey, Ryan, we scheduled you for that consultation. Please, if you want to Zelle the $75, you can just Zelle it to this number, or you can just give a check to Keith when he gets out there. Here's a video so you kind of know who's going to be showing up at your house. And then it's me and Keith. Hey, here's Keith. Keith's like one of the best project manager that we have. It's never a sales guy. It's always the project manager, someone who's going to be overseeing, taking care of the homeowner's needs, making sure, that's the go-to person. I don't want to say, hey, Keith, my sales guy's coming out there. It's like, fuck, I don't want a sales guy coming out. It's like shit. But the project manager, he's going to come out there and explain everything to you, give you all your options. One of the best guys you can have for getting a consultation. Maybe you don't need a new floor, maybe you don't need whatever it is. And then he goes out there and builds that relationship and explains everything, what's going on, whatever it is, and goes into detail. And if you guys want to go into some of the sales talk, we can. But yeah, so you brought that up, Ryan. So yeah, so that part of the videos and the pages, I think is extremely important, because again, it builds a relationship with everybody at your office, everybody at your company. It's like, hey man, is like they'll watch videos of people who ain't even going to show up, and it's like, oh, I was hoping so and so was going to be here. I think, nah, they're on the other side of town this week, or they're doing something else, something. But it's like they're working with family. And I don't think any of us are like 200 employees to where we're that out of touch with people. And even the 200 employees companies, the ones that are successful, do everything that we're talking about. Like I'm a huge PBD, Patrick David Bett fan, and he's got, I don't know what, 50,000 employees, and they all do it. So and works for him, works for me. It works. So when we get the phone to ring and or the emails or something, and let me go here. I saved this in Gus can scream no if he wants to, but I had a Gus lead on here. Don't tell me I deleted it. Let me see. So it may be the email. You may get an email. You may get a text message from the website or a phone call. I may have deleted it. I had one of yours, Gus.
Yeah.
But here's one. Like this one's just from us. Like 525 West 7th Street, Long Beach. It says, hello. My house is 100+ years old. I'm looking for a consultation for some repairs needed. Have everything refinished. Some parts that are original, other selections have been replaced at some point. So her name is Heather. So immediately from this email, before they even call, they would have sent a pre-scripted text message or a pre-scripted email. It's both the same. We can either copy paste into text or we can copy paste into the email. And in this case, because we have their email address and their phone number, we would have sent it to both. And then within a couple of minutes, unless something's going on, 3 to 4 or 5 minutes, Natalie, somebody from the office, Danielle, would call and say, hey, Heather, this is Natalie from Onlywood Floors. I just sent you a text message. Not sure if you had time to look at it, but everything that's in the text message, I'd like to go over with you right now. And then Natalie's talking about 7th Street, Long Beach. I would have had her pull up that address and look around. Maybe there's a dance studio there. Maybe there's something. There's a school. And then they're talking to Heather about, well, how long have you been there? What makes you want to do something to the floor right now? Oh, okay, yeah, the kids have moved out. Oh, how many kids do you got? Oh, man, like, what's it feel like being an empty nester now? Or you just moved in. Oh, my God, it's a great neighborhood. Congratulations on the new house. Where were you at before that? Well, shoot, man, that's a nice neighborhood too, or all of that stuff. So the whole thing is building. They immediately start making the connection. And then they're going to pretty much almost read, like once they're told, like we've got some repairs and stuff. So they would go through the whole email, text message, and I will read it to you word for word. I mean, I know it by heart. I mean, it doesn't freaking change. I've been doing it for freaking the same freaking script for almost 30 years. And a lot of you guys have this. I sent it to you. But it just says like, so it would have said, what's her name? Heather? Yeah. It would have said, hi, Heather. This is Brian this is Brian, the wood floor guy. Thank you for reaching out to us. We really appreciate that. We've been refinishing wood floors since 1984. If it's wood you walk on, we do it. Check out our YouTube channel for hundreds of videos. Can you please send us a few pictures? When do you need the work done? I'm going to have someone from the office give you a call. The information below will really help you. And then the information below is we sand the floor with 8 or 9 grades of sandpaper. We fill all cracks and gaps, get the floor tabletop smooth. We then treat the floor with denatured alcohol mixed with water and wash the floor. Once that dries, we wipe on the stain, any color, let it set for a couple of minutes, and then wipe it off. We let the stain dry, and we finish the floor with 3 coats of a clear polyurethane. All of that is only $8.25 a square foot. If you don't want a stain, we just do the 3 coats of clear polyurethane at $6.75 a square foot. We have a $1,500 minimum. In-home estimates are $75 and will be applied toward the cost of the project, but are non-refundable. Baseboards will need to be touched up after the floor is finished or repainted. And then there's a link to the YouTube channel. Hope this helps. So they have all of that. If they called and we answered the phone and it was Heather, and Heather would go through all of that stuff, nothing wouldn't change. They'd still build that relationship. They'd still make that connection. She'd be on the computer as she's getting the address. She'd be typing in the address. Google shows you every freaking day. You got the satellite image, and you know so much already. So all of that, none of that would have changed, except Natalie or one of the girls, Blanca, someone would have said, "Hey, everything that I'm getting ready to explain to you and tell you, don't worry about trying to remember it all. I'm going to give you a lot of information, but I just sent you a text message with everything that I'm getting ready to tell you." And so then they would have had all of that, and then nothing would have changed. Any questions about all of that stuff? What's up, Big Doug? What's up, JB? Because that's a lot of shit that I just told you guys. I mean, just that right there is going to change the game for most businesses. Just that part. Because we make them send the pictures. Once they send the pictures, we know what they want. We send the pictures. Most of the time, they send the pictures to me, and they'll tell me, this is what I think, because they're all trying to learn. This is what I think it is. This is what I think needs to be done. Boom, 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 boom. How close am I? And then I'll look at it and I'll tell them. And now they've been doing it over a year, so they're getting pretty close. But I'll say, no, that's a long strip Tarkett floor, or that's this or that. And they're like, man, how did you know that? Boom, boom, boom. And then I'll zoom in and I'll explain to them how I know what type of floor it is. And I know a lot because of like what year the house was built here in California. I know if it was 1960 or older, it's on a raised foundation. Every house was built, has original hardwood flooring everywhere except for the bathroom and kitchen. And in there they would have put 1/2-inch plywood and linoleum on top. And now the girls and the project managers / sales dudes, they've heard me say it so many times. They've already got to where they're saying it. And the linoleum wasn't to save money like most people think. It was just back then it was a lot easier to take care of linoleum with mopping glow versus a hardwood floor with wax. So we don't have that problem anymore. And the homeowner is like amazed that you're a magician, that you know that kind of crap. And then they'll say shit like, "Oh my God, do you think so?" And I'll say, "No, I don't think so. If I thought so, I wouldn't be able to charge you everything that I'm getting ready to charge you. I'm not guessing at this. If someone's guessing at it, you're hiring the wrong people. I know for a fact, blah, 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 blah." All of that crap. So, but that all comes from your history of doing whatever the hell it is that you do. And then they send the picture. So once they send the pictures, they send them to me. I'll look at them. We verify everything that they already know, or they're getting some kind of education and learning. And at that point, they'll go over to YouTube and they'll grab 2 or 3 links of different videos, almost just like that floor being refinished or repaired or something. And we send those links, go, "Hey, Heather, we really appreciate those pictures. It's just like we thought it was. Your house is 100+ years old. The wood floor is going to be 1/2 by 2 or maybe 2 1/4-inch oak. In the kitchen, they may have done Douglas fir because you're in Long Beach, blah, blah, blah. But here's some videos of us taking care of a floor that was built in 1908, and we brought it back to life. And here's a couple of other ones." And then we send them, they watch that. And swear to God, that if we send out 10 videos, 7 of the time, the homeowner's like, "Oh my God, I already watched that video. Yes, it's crazy as hell." And then the next thing is they usually don't know the square footage or how to figure it out. I've got a video that tells them that. So, but they usually want you to come out and do the consultation. They already know it's the $75. They just want to know when they can schedule it. And we schedule it based on how busy we are and when they need it done. And if they said, "Oh yeah, it's like a 6,000 square foot house, maybe 4,000 feet of it is wood, and we need to get it done. We're hoping to get it done in the next 2 weeks when we're on vacation." At that point, we're going to rearrange the schedule and get out there ASAP and get it started, because I don't want to. I'm not losing no 4,000 square foot refinish because of scheduling. I'll get another sub. I'll do it myself, something, because they already know the prices. And then when we go out there, that's a little bit more the sales process. Any questions? All right. So everybody I told you guys a lot of shit. Y'all ain't got no questions. Y'all sleeping?
I do. So when you were talking about sending the text, after they call and leave a message, you just send that number the text message?
Yeah. So if they call them and that's what I used to do 10 years ago, 9 years ago, 5 years ago, before I was getting ready to sell this company. And my daughter was like, no, I'm going to take it over. I want to build my own company, blah, blah, blah. But when it was just me, most of the time I would just let them leave a message. I didn't want to answer the effing phone. And they'd have to leave a message, and then they'd have to say what I wanted to hear. Like if it was installations or something, it's like, no, I wanted to hear how many square. I wanted to hear something that would trigger, okay, this is worth a response. You can't do that unless you're busy, type of deal. If you're not busy, you answer every call, you call back to everybody. If it's a one board repair, you effing go do it. There's nothing more important than leaving your house in the morning and coming home with money. Don't ever lose sight of that. Don't ever get, like my grandmother would say, don't get too big for your britches. It's like nothing's more important than leaving the house, coming home with money. But yeah, they would leave, if they left a message immediately, because maybe the girls are on the phone over the weekend. Yeah, because these young motherfuckers, they don't want to work on the weekends. I'm like, hey, man, if it's your company, you work on the weekends every day. There ain't no holidays. If someone's calling you, answer or return the phone call. Saturday, Sunday, I don't care. And my wife is never like that, and I don't give a fuck. If they're calling me on a Saturday, I'm answering them. Yeah, I don't care where I'm at. I'll send them that text message. I may say, hey, I can't get back to you right now. I'm out on the boat fishing with Ryan. As soon as I dock, I'll call you up, send me some pictures. So when I get back to the dry land, I can call you and I know what's going on. But we immediately, anytime we get the email, the text message, or if they left a phone before we call them back, we would go ahead and send that. I want them to have that immediately. I want them to know our process, and I want them to know my prices as quickly as I can, so I can get that out of the way immediately. Because most of the time, I'm telling you, it's like, even around here, because if I'm at $675 a square foot for natural, man, most of the guys around here are probably at like $425, $450. But they've seen the videos, they've seen us, they talked with Danielle, Natalie. They want that whole family vibe, atmosphere. They want someone that they can trust. That kind of stuff. And then I got buddies that I've helped get their license and start their own company. I don't know. There's probably 6 guys around here that used to work for me and do their own thing now. At least 3 of them charge more than we do. And then I talked to this dude yesterday for almost an hour, and he's doing the UV light over the finish, and he's charging like an extra $3 for that. They put the aluminum oxide in it and do the UV light on it, and that's just a big upsell for him. I was like, damn, man, good for you, brother. Yeah, he's like, man, you got to buy the machine. Have your daughter do these. Like, I don't know. I'll have her look into it. It's like maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, that's the whole phone call part of it. There's nothing more important than building that relationship as quickly as you can. Being nice on the phone, calling them back. That's why I'm not key. Like if you guys see me if I'm on Facebook, I spend more time in. My wife wants me to get off the Facebook altogether, but I spend more time talking shit like about AI and like CRMs and all these freaking apps that these guys want to sell contractors, and contractors like I'm the dumbest one out there. I mean, it's fucking 8th grade education. That's all I got. And if someone's telling me they can sell me something that's going to get my phone ringing all the time, I'm going to be selling jobs and I ain't got to answer the phone. I ain't got to talk to the client because this AI computer, you've heard of AI, it's all over the place. Yeah, it's taking over. Or this CRM. What the hell CRM? I don't even know what CRM means. Oh, it's customer relation management. It makes sure that you don't lose track of any of the phone calls that was coming in, and it's going to remind you to do this and all of that crap. All sounds good. But they're selling a lot of it. None of it is going to take the place of what I just told you. I got a whiteboard over here that I can look up there and instantly know what the hell's going on at all times. My phone's over here. Everybody can log in and hit Docs, just Google Docs, and there's all the docs that are going to be of all the jobs. They can log in, they hit calendar, and then calendar is going to be all the jobs that are going on or who's doing estimates or consultations, all of that crap. And we didn't pay shit. The CRMs, there's a big learning curve. Some of them work. Some of them have a shitload of stuff that you ain't ever going to work, but none of them are ever going to take the place of you getting on the phone and talking to the client and building the relationship. None of them. I've had so many painters that fell into that trap of lead, like doing Facebook ads and letting the Facebook bot answer and set up things and do the drip jobs and all this other shit. And it's just, no, man, it's too fucking hard to get leads. It's too hard to get the phone to ring to try to turn it over to a computer, because you either don't know how to talk to the client, or you don't want to talk to the client, or you think you don't have time. Where's JB? JB, who's the first person you hire for your company? Even if it's just you working, what's the first employee you hire?
Me. Me or an office lady? Yeah,
somebody. Well, yeah. As soon as you go into work for yourself, you are the first employee. But the next employee is an office lady, a part-time office lady that can do all of this shit that we're talking about, because you ain't got time to do it. You're freaking busting your ass and doing. But an office lady, oh my God! I'm telling you guys, I say it 1,000 times. If you can hire a part-time 65, 66-year-old Southern lady that used to work for a construction company, and she just wants to work 10, 15 hours a week from home, because you can have the phone ring anywhere. But she knows what the hell's going on. She ain't gonna take no shit. She'll be bulldogging you, because I know, because I was there. Brian, you're supposed to call these people. You're supposed to do this. Make sure you pick up that. You got to do everything. Man, it's like, okay. I mean, there's nothing better. And the AI ain't going to do none of that shit. Like CRM ain't going to do any of that stuff. And I think Southern ladies and stuff, it's just any ladies really, because of a male chauvinist pig, and men shouldn't be working in the office. Sue me. Get your ass out and scrape corners, bitch. Run the edger. Sand the drywall. Something. But the office is women work. It's like, so I do all the women's work. I'm in the office, but women and I've got female contractors, general contractors, and I bet out of the 10 female contractors that I know and work with, the majority of them do far better than the men general contractors. And it's just, and I really think it's just the communication. One, they don't have the ego. They're better at listening, all that shit that, the books are going to tell you. You got to listen. You got 2 ears, 1 mouth, listen twice as much as you talk, all of that crap. And because it's true. And they're good at it. And they're good at putting out fires without pissing people off, because I'll walk off a job in a heartbeat. I'm like, sue me, I'm out. Getting I'm ready to take the knee pads off and throw blows, man. I'm ready to fight. It's like, that's why I had to hire project managers and other people. I got to the point in the business to where it's like, oh man, I'm doing myself and the company a disservice. So when I do come in, or when I did go in, I get to go in almost as the celebrity, the guy on the videos. And I do pretty much have 98% of all the answers. If I don't, it's something's going on. I've been in this shit for like over 40 years, so there's not too much that I haven't seen. And it's something that I'm questioning myself about, like that dude I was on the phone with the other day, Jeremy. These guys that have worked with me for over 25 years, I'll call them up because they go to all the trainings, they'll go to all the sales shit that I talk crap about. And I'll ask them, I'll say, hey man, was really anything there? He goes, no, it's pretty much like you said, it's like, we know, blah, blah, blah. Because most of the sales guys, they're sales guys, man. They're supposed to be selling you a new product, a new this, a new that. But I'm not against them. I'm just, I try to tell, like Gus, I don't know Keith, but I'm telling Ryan, I'm telling you guys is like, because I got burned by all these freaking warranties that these guys say that they have. They find the fastest way out they can. And I'm like, the only warranty I really trust is the warranty that I'm giving the homeowner, because at the end of the day, no matter what happens, I'm the one holding the fucking bag. I'm the one that the homeowner's coming to. I'm the one that has to refund money. I'm the one that has to redo the job. They may give me the material, but I'm the one paying for the labor. I'm the one doing it. So at the end of the day, it's my knowledge that's going to keep me out of trouble. And if I didn't have that knowledge, it would be different. I would be stuck listening to somebody who I hope isn't just telling me a bunch of bullshit, trying to sell me something. So that's that part of it. Anything before, and I'll touch on, like I said, how to win friends and influence people. that kind of stuff, and what I do or what I want the project manager / sales guy to do when he goes out for the consultation. Anything before we do that part? Oh, you know what? Before we do, well, I mean, this kind of leads into it, but it's into that because it's simple, and this is what the one dude in Charlotte didn't want to do it, and I'm like, dude, I don't care if you want to do it or not, do it. I mean, we're not voting it. This is the way it is. Hang on. So one, if I'm sending the guy out, so if I'm sending Dan out from quality design to do a consultation, to do a proposal, whatever it is one, I already got the pictures there. We pretty much already know what they want. Remember, from everything that we've just done, how much information do you already have, right? The girls in the office have already talked to them. They know if they got grandkids, they're a newlywed couple, and these girls in the office, they're like 23, 24, and some girl 32 just got married, or she's pregnant, getting ready to have a baby, wants to get the floors refinished before the baby gets there. Hey JB, you texting me?
Texting
So they already built that relationship, so they already know a whole bunch. So before we send out whoever it is, Gus or Ryan, whoever's going out there, we already know a whole lot, and they know who's coming out there. We've sent the video. Ryan's going to be there, boom, boom, or whatever, or I'll go out. And if I go out, like these last two jobs, they only knew that Miguel was going out, so they have no clue I'm going to show up. It's just Miguel. So when I show up, it's like, oh my God, it's Brian. I didn't know you was going to be here. Yeah. This is Miguel, and they love Miguel. He's like 23 years old. He's like learning it. And he's a hardworking kid. All of that stuff. And I'm getting ready to send him. He's got his tickets and shit. He's flying out to North Carolina next month to do one of the LOBA trainings. So that'll put a couple of feathers in his cap. He'll feel better about himself. So we already know all of that. So by the time I walk in, from the time I show up, one, I know the area. So I'm talking about the area. If I show up to Ryan's house and Ryan's got that boat sitting in his driveway, the first 15 minutes is going to be talking about fishing and where he's been and all of that stuff. And how long you been in Florida? Oh, I was in the Army. Oh, no shit, man. What part of the Army were you in? Well, I wasn't in the Army. I was in this. I was like, oh, man, shit, man, my best friend just retired 5 years ago from Special Forces. It was like, I watched him at the age of 14 grow up and go to Afghanistan 3 times. And now he's down in Pensacola, Florida, bugging me to death to move down there and blah, blah, blah. And like, oh my God, really? Yeah. And then his is it. So the whole, and the whole time, if Miguel's there, Miguel's measuring it up with the tape measure. I'm getting ready to buy these dudes the laser. I don't know. They're young. It's a new generation. So they're going to be using the laser. But if it was just me and I'm using the tape measure, all of that conversation that I'm having as I'm doing the tape measure across the room and all of that stuff. And they're seeing it with and I don't know, maybe they trust the laser. I'm sure they do. But the tape measure, they know I'm really checking stuff and I'm talking. We're talking about fishing and we're talking about hunting and we're talking about the kids and over and over, like the one job we went today, there was a pound of freaking Costco thick cut bacon thawing out on the cutting board, and I was like, oh my God, was that for me? Because that should have been thawed out an hour ago because I wanted to smell it when I walked in. They're like, oh no, it's like, but yeah, that's my favorite, and it's like, and they're like, oh, but have you cooked it in the air fryer? And so we spent 15 minutes talking about the damn air fryer and how it cooks bacon so good and it drips down at the bottom and easy to clean up and all this. It's like we very little did we talk about the floor. If I'm going out, whether it's Miguel, whether it's Ryan, it is a consultation. They're paying the $75. I'm explaining to them what kind of floor they have, what's happened. There's always as soon as I see water, I know something has leaked. It could be from like the dishwasher. And they say, yeah, we've never known we've never spilled anything over there. I said, no, you don't have to. I said, if you're running the dishwasher and you have it set for drying, I said, come over here next time it's drying and you'll see the hot air steam come out of the bottom. No, I've seen that before. I said, yeah, that steam over time, it won't happen the first time. It won't even happen the second time. It'll probably take 30, 40, 50 times. It'll be 6 months to a year. And by then it's already too late. But that hot steam has come out and it starts to wrinkle the finish. And then it'll open up the grain will start collecting with dirt. And I'm educating them. Every door has the wear patterns. People are opening, especially if they have a pool out back, and most houses in California do. But there's always that wore out area that now it's raw wood. So I'm educating them and I'm telling them, well, this is raw wood. So even if we were just going to do a deep clean, a light sanding, and just apply a new coat of finish, this area is already raw wood. Watch this. I'll lick and spit on my hand, and I'll get the wood wet and I'll get the finish wet. I say, you see the difference? I said that grayish raw wood is never going to be like this floor that has the finish on it. We just let it go too long. Oh man, anything we can do, blah, blah, blah. I walk through the whole house kind of educating them. And that takes like 5 or 10 minutes. The other 20 minutes that we're there is learning about who they are, their grandkids, and the trampoline out back. And one grandkid's 4 years old. The other one is 1.5. And he wants to try to do everything that the 4-year-old does. And in California, they're trying to ban tackle football for any kid under 12. So we spend 5-10 minutes talking about that. And I'm like, no, man, you're supposed to get beat up and bruised and knocked down. And that's part of growing up. I was like, as a granddad, it's up to you to hit them a little bit, toughen them up. All of that shit. And I do look at the politics of it too. I'm trying to look for like pictures or signs of who it is that they're voting for. Are they masked like scared people? Or are they COVID people? Sometimes I'll bring it up. Sometimes I won't. When I show up in their car or at their house, I'm looking for shit outside that I can talk about. But everything is based on building that relationship, which brings us to the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. I think it's number 6, but it's let people talk about themselves as much as they want. So I'll ask a couple of questions, and then they like, she talked for 10 minutes about the damn air fryer. I don't know if I care or not. I kind of did, only because I'm a bacon freak. So I'm like, shit, it's gonna make my bacon better. I'm gonna listen to this. But normally, I want them to just talk as much as they want to. The other house that we went to, it's like they still had all the Christmas decorations out. So she went through all this Christmas decorations and stuff that she had, and now they're empty nesters, and they got 4 kids, and 2 kids are back east, and they're from the Midwest, and before they moved out here, they moved down to Georgia, and I got relatives in Georgia, and I'm from North Carolina. So I could have spent all day there, had her make me lunch. But we talked about all of that stuff, because now it goes full circle back to we said, if I'm having my house painted, I'm hiring Ryan. We're best friends. He's my brother. He's my cousin. He was like, I'm not going to, who else am I going to fucking trust? It's like, no, everybody's out to get me. The hardest thing to do is get someone to reach in their pocket and pull out money and give it to you. And if something gets screwed up, I need an scapegoat. And I'm like, my God, if I can't trust Ryan, you can't trust anybody. That kind of crap. So even though we may be $1,500 more, $3,000 more than somebody else, none of those people are going to build the relationship that we built through everything that I just told you guys. And it's all backed up on the internet with the YouTube and the Facebook and all the other shit that they got going on. But that does here's this next shit. I should say, I'm going to go into this and how the sales guy, what he does when he gets there and does the measurements. And it's $199. Join us next week. Anyway, hey, so this and this is what the dude in Charlotte wouldn't do. And there's a guy in Charlotte. I don't think he's on here. I can't even remember his name. Let me look it up before I embarrass myself. Because if he's on here, I don't want to talk shit about him. But no.
Kind of blew that one anyways.
Yeah. So he's not on here. But so he said, man, I need work in Charlotte. And I was like, shit, I need somebody to do the work in Charlotte. Be on the phone call today. And he said, okay. And then he didn't show up. And I'm like, well, fuck it. If you can't, you ain't gonna make time to be on it, because this system is the reason the other dude, I think he just gave up and moved back to Canada or whatever. But he wouldn't do this stupid simple system that I'm getting ready to tell you to do. So I was like, well, dude, I ain't because I was the one spending all the fucking money. I was spending the money on the website, the advertisement. My girls are answering the phone, asking the question. We're doing everything. All he had to do was show up, build the relationship, and book the job. But so after Miguel or me, whoever, Ryan, whoever shows up, they do the tape measure. Before I went out there, they already knew all the prices. So everything in that text message and email, I got tired of fucking writing it down. And yeah, you can do it on the computer and all this other shit, but it's just printed out already. It's already printed out. And it's just, the name, the number, all that crap. But it just says, hang plastic where needed, sand, fill gaps, cracks, sand again, and get the floor smooth. Finish with 3 coats of clear polyurethane, no stain. $6.75 times, and then we just write in the square footage. And then below that is if they want stain, $8.25 a square foot, and then we write in 2,000 square feet. And then over here on the side would be that number. Because the whole thing is I'm never there trying to sell them anything. They need to beg me to do their fucking job. Because I really believe, and I want everybody in this company to believe, mentality-wise, that they're the celebrities. They're the best company in this neighborhood in LA County, Orange County, and it's a benefit. They have to beg us to come do the work. You've got to have that mindset, because when you don't, and you think that they're doing you a favor by giving you the job, you've already shot yourself in the foot. But you got to have that mentality. But they already know the numbers. Supply and install transition pieces, because we do these T-moldings and other crap. Remove carpet pad, tack strip staples, and haul away. $2.50 a square foot. Because this is designed because 80% of everything that we try to do is old homes that have been covered by carpet over the last 25, 40 years, 60 years. We go in, yank up the old carpet, and refinish the hardwood floor. It's just bread and butter, just easy money. And that's why we have blank ones if we're going out for installations or repairs or something different. But one, they already knew the prices before we got out there. One, I'm not trying to, because they have a freaking 3 Mercedes sitting in the freaking, or every house out here is $1 million fucking dollars. Even the piece of shit double wide trailers are $1 million. So even because they have an $18 million house, I'm not jacking up the prices. So when they see it already written out like that, and they already have the prices, they feel pretty comfortable. If you go to get an estimate on your car and the guy tells you how much it is, in the back of your head, unless you know about cars, you're always thinking, man, is this dude blind? Is he ripping me off? Is he, something? But this just really ensures them that it is. And again, I'm not trying to, they're paying me to come out there $75, which is nothing. That's maybe it pays for the gas. It definitely doesn't pay for the education that I just gave them. Not even a little bit. But down here in big bold is a deposit of 50% the day we start. And the baseboards will need to be touched up or painted after the job is completed. I don't want none of that bullshit. It's right there. Big bold ink. Right, Ryan? Ryan asked me about it a couple of weeks ago. But then, so the numbers are there, and then they see 2 big numbers, right? They see $2,000 times 675. They see 2,000 square foot times 825, and they're looking at those 2 big numbers, and mentally, because we've went to school and we see 2 numbers, we add them together. So it could be, just to make it easy on me, one of them is 6,000, one's 3,000. So they look down and they think $9,000, and they're thinking, oh my God, I didn't think it was going to be that much. So then I'm going over it with them. Hey, it's blah, blah, blah. We're going to do this. We're going to come in. We're going to hang some plastic. We're going to drake this over. The day we get here, the people from the office will contact you, kind of have out empty out the driveway. We'd like to park our trailer here. Put any pets away. The dog, I don't want the dog running down the street. Anybody have to chase them? If you got cats, the noise is going to scare the cats to begin with. The biggest pain in the butt with the refinishing is in our house is the noise. It's just a high pitch all day long. All the machines have vacuums, but anybody who tells you it's a dustless system, they're either lying or they don't know better. Both are bad situations, but we do get about 80% of the dust. But we're sanding. If you think you can sand and refinish the wood floor without dust, no. But by the time we clean up and finish the last coat, you'd never know we were here. I'm telling them all of that stuff, and the girls have already told them. and then but they're seeing that big number. I said, hey, I said it's not both of these. It's just going to be one of these. It's either going to be natural and we do it for $4,000, or it's going to be with a stain, any color, and it's going to be $6,000. And they're like, oh my God, that's so much better. Oh, blah blah blah. And so that part's then. I said you don't have to decide now. I said, I know when they talk to you at the office, you're thinking about doing it, blah blah blah. I can pencil in a date. And they're like, no, you don't need to pencil it in. Can we schedule for it? And I never do the schedule when I'm there. I'm like, I said, if they want it for February the 2nd, I said, look, I'll pencil it in right now. I'm going to write down February the 2nd. I write down February the 2nd on my notes. And I'll tell them, I got to get back to the office, make sure that I don't want to lie to you. I'm not sure, and I already know the schedule. I'm just telling them, it's like, look, let me write this down. I want to get back to the office. If we have to rearrange some things to make this happen for you, maybe we're going to do that. Okay, yeah, all of it sounds good. So they're ready to go, or for whatever reason, I ain't trying to sell them. I got my $75 check. I'm leaving. The sales guy, and here's the process that the dude didn't want to do is Miguel, someone has written down all the measurements. The bedroom, 10 by 12. The hallway, 4 foot by 12 foot. The kitchen, the dining room, this, that. Oh, it's all written down. The square footage is there. Boom. He takes a picture, sends it to the office. It's all written out on this. Takes a picture. Boom. Sends it to the office. We leave these 2 copies with the homeowner. The second copy is just how to take care of the floor. It's like, look, whoever does your floors, if someone else comes back in, you found someone you feel more comfortable with, you can always reach out to us and ask questions. Nobody else is doing our floors. Nobody just, I said, whenever the floor is done, whoever does your floor, here's how to take care of it. Just some simple, how to protect your hardwood floor. Keep these. This third sheet gets ripped off. And then it's just notes like the project manager is writing down to remind himself. Job name, this, and it's like how many feet, what type of wood, red oak, white oak, walnut, Brazilian cherry, which rooms, writing that down. How many days do you think it's going to take? These many, any repairs, you're writing that down. Do we need to toe kick sander? Is it in the kitchen? This thing, write that down. Any steps and risers, writing that down. Color, what are they thinking about doing? And we make them send us pictures and all this other crap. The finish, sheen, blah blah blah. Any moldings we got to deal with. How many sanding belts, edger paper, buffer screens? What? And he's writing all that stuff down because he's there in the moment. Like if you get a speeding ticket and you drive away, the cop is going to sit there for another 15 minutes because he's writing down meticulous notes like the day, the sun, what time it is it cloudy, partly cloudy? He's writing down a bunch of shit because if it goes to court, he ain't going to remember it because it's a month and a half away. So he's going to pull out that notebook as he on the witness stand, and he's going to go through everything. And the judge is going to go, "Yep, okay." So these people may call us back 3 months later, 6 months later, a year later, sometimes, and he can go to this, and it's going to remind him a whole bunch of stuff. Along with this, he takes back to the office. It goes into that file for that client. But while he's there, he's snapping pictures. Bada boom, bada boom, bada boom, and he's doing a video because he has a cell phone. He's not a freaking caveman. So he clicks record and he walks through. We're going to be going down this hallway right here. They had some water damage where the toilet overflowed. It dried out. So now there's bigger gaps than there normally would be. Make sure we bring in the red oak putty over here near the sliding glass door. We got to change. There used to be a wall heater right here. There's 1 foot by 2 foot hole in the floor that we're going to have to bring a couple of 2x4s and some plywood and then lace this area in. So he's just walking through there and he says, oh, this drywall, and he's taking pictures of anything that's kind of messed up on the drywall or the baseboards or the doors. He's got that video and he's got the pictures. That video and those pictures, the video was what, a minute and a half? At the most, if it's a 4,000, 5,000 square foot house, maybe it's a 3-minute video, maybe. That gets sent back to the office. The pictures get sent back to the office, and they're all in that Google Docs that I showed you, or they're on the computer. When the people call back up 3 months later, 6 months later, nobody's going to forget anything because it's all right there. If Dan goes out and does everything we just talked about, Ryan is getting ready to send his crew out there. One, I would expect Dan to be there because Dan is the one who met the homeowner. if something happens and he can't be there. But even if he's there, or even if he's not, Dan and Ryan both, that same video that we just took of the house, I'm going to send that to my lead guy. I'm going to send that to my main guy. Say, hey man, here's the house you're going to tomorrow. Boom, look at the video. So now he knows. He's going to double check everything, the sandpaper, this. And with that video, my main guy already knows pretty much everything about the house. So he feels like he's already been there because I made a stupid 1.5-minute video and sent it to him. So he shows up in the home and he's over. Oh yeah, where's that hallway that had the toilet overflow and there were some gaps? And she's like, oh my God, you never even been here. How do you know about that? Blah, blah, blah. And it just, again, makes them feel more comfortable. All of that stuff. And this happens way more than it should, but there may be a hole in the wall from the doorknob. I put towels around the doorknobs and all kind of other shit. I don't want that crap happening. The doors may come off, but shit that we get blamed for, we're able to go back to these pictures and the video and go, man, I thought you were right, but Dan showed me the video, and even that day that he was out here 3 months ago, and it's right here. And then the homeowner's like, oh my God, I never even noticed it. Well, you probably didn't notice it because you're looking at this floor, and now that the floor is brand new, everything else is going to look old. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. But now I ain't paying for no freaking drywall and other crap. Does that make sense?
Yep, I learned that one the hard way, huh?
So we all do.
Thank God I had pictures.
Yeah, we all do. All right, man. 350. Told you it was gonna be an hour. That's a shitload of information I just gave you guys. Whatever you're doing, if it's working, just keep doing it, and just like take bits and pieces of everything that I shared with you. But it really is about the relationship. Because when things go wrong on the job, and they will, if they are if something went wrong and Ryan's painting my house and doing something, when Ryan goes, oh man, shit, this happened, I already feel like the dude ain't lying to me. So it's like, oh, all right. But man, we've all had clients to where from the beginning, you just rub each other wrong. And as soon as you can tell them the truth, I was like, oh man, this happened, that happened. And they're like, yeah, sure it did. And walk away. Like, so you're talking shit and lying to them. And I was like, man, I try to avoid all of that. We try to educate them as much as possible on what could happen in case it does. It's like, yeah, we talked about that. Remember? Yeah. You said it may take longer to dry, or this could happen, or you're going to stain the floor. And sometimes when you stain the floor, this kind of thing could happen. All of that. So that's it. Anything before we get out of here? I turn it over to you guys.
I had a quick question, Brian. So don't kill me here, but I did implement a CRM, Drip Jobs.
Hey, if it works, it works. Just don't I hate to see guys rely on it and then it ends up screwing them up.
Well, there's some certain aspects of it that I like, and that's what we're gonna go with. And I got Danny an iPad, so we're gonna start going away from paper. And I wanted your opinion on that. iPad, paper. What do you think is better? Because you just when you're showing that paper, it's still got that.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, like it's man, it's. I just bought my daughter that car, right? The Bronco Sport. And
right.
Usually, remember, you used to go in there, and he did, even in the beginning, they're writing it down on the paper and they're showing you. Like, dude, I don't give a fuck, man. It's like, we're already qualified. We're all this shit. Here's this, like that. I already have these. Like, no, that's just like, we're beyond that. Let's get it finished. But when we went up to the finance guy to do all the paperwork, man, he had a table that was probably 2 foot by 2 foot, and the whole thing was a freaking computer screen. And he was able to touch it and spin it around and zoom in on this and that, and because he was trying to upsell me on all the insurance bullshit. Right. And so that was kind of cool. So I don't know, like the iPads are good because people are already just used to them. Like you go to Starbucks, they want you to freaking use your finger and sign and all of that stuff. As long as it don't take,
you can pull a contract up right then and there.
Yeah.
Do it up and sign with your finger. It's a done deal.
Yeah.
I mean, right then and there.
And it should have in there to where you can have it already all written up type of deal. I mean, it's just you just fill in the blanks. That's what I like. Just fill in the blanks, make it as quick and easy as possible. And you can email them right then and there. Check your email. You got that? Yeah. So it's right there for you. So you know your copy's already in your inbox.
Right.
Yeah. So all of that works. It's just for me, it's just like trying to build the relationship. And the young and anyone under 40, the iPad thing they almost prefer.
Yeah,
Mhm.
100%.
I agree.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, JB?
Nah, I'm not gonna say anything right now.
Yeah, don't be talking shit.
He's gonna call me up later and talk shit about everybody on here.
I will say I've been using a CRM for about a year.
Yeah.
And,
Are you liking it, Gus?
I do. You know what? It's my office lady died in May last year,
Yeah.
and it's really helped me just kind of keep it all organized.
Together. Yeah.
And then the clients, as far as like getting back to the paper and electronic and everything, that's all electronic. I really don't use paper, but I can upload all the videos that Brian's talking about, all the pictures, everything. I can send those to the client with the estimate, and so it's there. And then when they accept it, they just go up to a button and hit approve, and it puts their signature on it. And then it sends me a thing saying, hey, this is the work order. And then that just converts over. And then my guys see everything that's there. So when they show up to do the work, it's all there. They have the video, the picture, they have the contract, everything that we're doing.
Yeah. Because they use Joist here and like it took them.
I used to use Joist, and it just didn't. I like the estimating aspect of it, but when I started using Mark8, it just kind of lays it all out, and then it'll email the client like 4 days before and say, hey, we have an appointment in 4 days, and we have an appointment in 2 days or whatever, and then
and I'm glad you brought that up too, because like and that's part of our system is like a week before the girls are calling up, hey Ryan, next week we're going to be there. I just want to make sure that this and go over everything, JB will be there with so-and-so, and they'll get there at like 7:30. So if you can, we'd like to kind of park in the driveway. We'll go over this and all of that stuff. Any questions? Boom, boom, boom. That's like a week before. And then a couple of days before. And then the night, they're always calling and reminding them and giving them a heads up. And like, because sometimes, because the big thing for me in the office is I tell them, it's like, look, every email or every text message you send is great, but I want it followed up with a phone call. I want them to hear your voice. I want them to talk to you.
Right.
And sometimes they won't even answer, but they'll just leave a message. Hey, I just sent you an email, a text message. When I want to follow up, make sure that you got it. See if you had any questions about it. Boom.
Yep, that's kind of what I wanted to do is still have that personability, yet the CRM as well, that add on to it.
And what does the CRM cost you, Ryan?
You know what it is. Come on.
Yeah, don't be talking shit, Ryan. Just tell us.
I'll tell you what.
Hey, Ryan, is the wife in the room and you can't say?
No, I mean, shit, I buy what I want, but yeah.
I pay $600 a year for mine.
All right, so Mark8, you said?
Yeah.
I'll look into it.
I think it's incredibly cheap.
Yeah, what is that, like $50 a month or something?
You know what? I just, it was so inexpensive. I just paid it. So I don't, 50, something like that.
Yeah.
There's some really good CRMs out there. My thing is I just don't want the marketing aspect of the CRM driving the actual CRM.
Yeah.
I don't want somebody else doing my marketing for me.
Yeah. And like, in a way, and I guess like Ryan Angus, because my biggest thing with the CRMs and the AI stuff is in the beginning, man, these guys who rely on shit from the first phone call to do the follow up, to do it's like, man, that's just that's just way too crazy important. And even my young daughter, 24, she hates calling and talking to robots and other shit. She's like, no, if I'm calling because I want to answer the phone, if you're calling somebody for a service, you want to talk to somebody.
If they're
however you keep track of everything, because for me, I still love the old yellow freaking folders in the filing cabinet, and I like it on Microsoft Docs in that yellow in the folders. I mean, I should be able to click up January and all the folders are right there in Microsoft Doc. I click it, open it up. There's Gus's file with his pictures and videos and what sheen and what stain we used and what product and then there's notes in there. Gus has 2 kids. One of them plays football. One of them plays lacrosse or all kind of other shit. Because when Gus calls me up in 7 years or 3 years or something, I'm like, Gus, oh man, shit, is your daughter still playing whatever the hell it is, volleyball? Did you do this or like whatever? And he's like, oh my God, you do remember. It's like, boom, it's just a click of a button and all of that shit is there. And if you plan on being in business for any length of time, you need something like that. Whether it's and if you have to use a CRM, then use it, but you need it. Like when the girls, go ahead.
I was gonna say it just like it had a screen and recoat. We did their floors like 3 years ago. She runs the daycare. She wanted a screen and recoat. She's like, "Oh, you got to come back on." I'm like, "No, I got all your information.
I got it all right here." Exactly.
I just sent her a new quote for a screen and recoat, and yeah, it's done.
Yeah, yeah, they feel good about that, man. It's like, oh man, shit, this guy's got his stuff together. Like one of the girls in the office was going through, I don't know, a bunch of clients who sending out just thank you cards, just random, and then. One of the other girls was like, well, we need to double check it because there's some people we don't want to send thank you cards to. And I was laughing my ass off because I knew who they were talking about. Yeah. All right. It's 4:01. Hey, ask questions because I don't know how many more of these I'm going to do. I'm doing stand-up comedy now. I ain't fucking with y'all contractors anymore.
You're fucking week 4 in an hour, so yeah, y'all better grab it.
Yeah. No, I mean, I just want all you guys to be successful, man. It's like construction is hard. Dealing with homeowners is hard, and I don't blame them. I mean, fuck. There's not a bigger investment than your house, right? I mean, so it's like they get a little antsy or something, and everybody nowadays everybody's trying to take advantage of somebody. It's like so they got their flags up and they're double checking you and all that crap. So the more that you can do to cut down on that crap, the better it's going to be. That's like the whole hiring and firing employees, and the more systems you can put into place and the trainings that you give them, all of that stuff. Like Ryan, me, you, and Dan should do a phone call. Just all 3 of us talk. See where he is and see where you're at, and see if I can have an outside perspective.
Yeah, I'd love to do it.
So, all right, guys, if that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys, appreciate it. Hey, and hit me up on Messenger if you think of something after we hang up. All right, guys.
All right, good deal.
Thanks, Rolf. Bye.
All right, guys.
Thank you for
Thanks.
your time.
Thank you.